Ladies and
Salute
gentlemen,
you.
welcome to the first Rus Gutin experience, which is our
All in
online
that, Russ.
version of our
We
Philly
love you so
Comedy
much.
Club shows on Friday night. So, just so you guys know what the show is going to be, it is going to be every week until we are physically able to be with you. I am going to welcome some of my favorite comics, share clips from their amazing albums. Then I'm going to have awesome rotating segments like tonight's Say Hi to Your Mom for Me with my friend Ben DeMarco with comics who are quarantined with their parents. We're going to have Russell Around the Interwebs, where I show you the best comic created content from all along Twitter and the interwebs. And next week, even awesome music videos by my buddy Joe Trombino from my old musical Gangstapella and The Voice. You guys are gonna love it. And
He's not
every
a comedian,
episode
but cute
will
and his name
end
is
with
Dawkins.
an Ask Rus Anything, where the gallery can ask me anything about Philly sports, movies, video games, and usually we're gonna have a theme. But tonight, we're just gonna let you ask Rus anything, and I can answer however the fuck I want. It could be
Russ,
truthful or
how much do you
non-truthful.
love my puppy?
Oh, and I see your puppy. Animals are allowed so long as you mute them when they go to the bathroom.
So long as his name is Dawkins, because
Okay,
we love
Dawkins, that's right. Oh, I like that. And then also we have Zach Ertz over there in the corner. So
No,
listen,
his name is literally Dawkins.
Oh, thank you. So speaking of
Hello.
Amy Lynn speaking, here's the rules of the road tonight before we get to our show. Obviously, no talking or texting. We want you to pay attention. Unmute yourself so we hear your laughs and guffaws. Obviously, if you're going to go piss or shit or go talk to your Aunt Millie, go ahead and hit that mute button. Also, if you feel the need to heckle or interrupt the show at any time, in the old world, we would have our large African-American security guard remove you, but here we will just have Candy behind the scenes. Click a little button and there you will go. And wow, that's one of the only improvements from the old world to new world comedy. And lastly, if you do go to the bathroom, go ahead and stop that video too. I'm sure you have a very nice bathroom with those little seashell soap things that you never want to use because they're so fucking adorable. I've never used one, but please, again, mute us and take the camera off and then come back and join us. So ladies and gentlemen, in the gallery, why don't we get a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for everybody joining us tonight from quarantine. Thank you for joining us. So the first thing I want to do before we bring on our first guest tonight of this amazing show is tell you guys some of the things that I've been up to in quarantine, okay? So how long have you guys been in quarantine? Since March 15th? About 3 months, right, everybody? Okay, so I've been in quarantine since March 15th, but my wife has been working from home this whole time while comedy has been canceled. So unfortunately, I have become my 8-year-old third grade son Rocco's homeschool teacher, okay, which is not good for his education or for society, okay? And listen, I do not like to throw accusations around everybody, but I am pretty sure every single Friday of homeschooling that Rocco's homeschool teacher was day drinking, okay? It's 3 o'clock everywhere, okay? Nobody learns shit on Fridays except the proper ratio of citrus to tequila, which is fractions, so don't fucking DIFUS me or call child services. I am an excellent homeschool teacher, okay? But here's the thing that I have liked but not liked about homeschool this whole time, okay, everybody, is every morning during homeschool, Rocco has his little classroom Zoom room meeting like we are having now. And I'm always in the kitchen doing early day shit. I'm doing kitchen shit, okay? And Rocco, I really liked it at first. I liked hearing the kids' interactions with the teachers. I liked hearing them emote about their feelings in quarantine. But then after a few weeks, you know, every class when you were growing up, it's always got that one kid, that little know-it-all, you know, the little kiss ass, you know? And in Rocco's class, no doubt his name is Travis, okay? And Travis is getting on my last nerves these last months and a half of fucking quarantine, okay? And I won't lie to you, this last week of full school, it took every fiber of my being not to go over to Rocco's computer and just unmute him and just be like, hey, listen, Travis, nobody cares that you did the homework before everybody else. You little show off, you little sycophant, you little show off sycophant. And let me tell you something else, Travis. We got the little shared work screen here. Everybody work for you. Everybody knows your mom wrote your Charlotte's Web report. You're using all kinds of big words and transitions like therefore, nevertheless. That's grown-up talk, Travis. You're trying to play all these teachers and kids for suckers, but not Mr. Gutin. Mr. Gutin's on to Travis. Oh, what are you going to do, Travis? You going to cry now? Okay, go get your dad. Go get your dad. Oh, yeah, Mr. Baker? You want to zoom that to my face? Okay, well, I'll see you on Call of Duty on the PS4 later, Mr. Baker. We'll see what's what. We'll see who's who. So, needless to say, I am not going to miss being a homeschool teacher, but I will miss that little shit Travis even less. I hope he fucking does go to fucking summer camp when it opens. I hope he gets poison oak up his ass. Fuck Travis. Thank you. Give it up for Travis, ladies and gentlemen. Fuck you, Travis. Also, lastly, before we move on this evening, I hope all you guys have enough groceries where you guys are, okay? But I definitely do, and I have to shop for all four of us. So when I go grocery shopping, everybody, okay, I practice ASD. That is aggressive social distancing, okay, everybody? Aggressive social distancing. So what I do is I put on a full black raincoat, okay? And then I have my Eagles mask that I made my kids sew for me in the sweatshop that I've set up here in the basement, okay? And I'll get to that in a minute. And then I put on the hood. I have a plastic shield that goes over me, and I have my rubber gloves. I look like something out of the fucking Nightmare Before Christmas, you know what I mean? Okay? And what I do is I bring my own can of Lysol with me, and at all times, I create a 6-foot perimeter around myself like fucking Pigpen from the fucking Peanuts, you know what I mean? And if anybody even goes close to me when I'm trying to grab lemons for my tequila, I'm like, 6 feet, Karen, 6 feet, right? Okay, okay. But here's the other thing I've noticed. You know how you're supposed to wear masks at the store now? I have noticed that nobody is enforcing it after you go through the door. So people are half-asking the mask. They're half-masking it, right? So, you know, they've got the mask, but then they do this thing, right? Or they do the thing where they put it half off and put it under their shit. Hold on, I dropped my earpiece, right? And I will tell you right now, when you're doing aggressive social distancing in the store and you're Rus Gutin, I turn into everyone's Jewish mother ever, okay? I will run up on you like, oh my God, where is your mask? You can't go outside without a mask. What are you, crazy? What are you trying to kill your mother like this virus is? And without a jacket? You can't go outside without a mask and a jacket. Oh my God. And have you zoomed your grandmother? You need to zoom your grandmother, Russell. And they're like, I'm not. So anyway, the point is practice aggressive social distancing. And if you need a mask, I have my kids sewing these masks in the sweatshop that I have set up. And it's only $750,000 I charge a mask each. It's a minimum order of 2. It's a 2-mask minimum. So get at me or Venmo my wife, Dara. She controls my money. Venmo her after the show. Thank you. So there are your quarantine bits, everybody. Give it up for Papa Rus for your quarantine bits. Thank you. This is going sort of okay. I'm enjoying this. Okay. So here's the tricky part. We're going to welcome our first special guest this evening. And I don't see the screen going. But what I'm going to do is I am going to try to attempt to share a screen and a clip with you of our special guest this evening, who happens to be one of my favorite Philly born and bred comedians who I am lucky enough to have performed with for many, many years in many, many cities, including New York, Los Angeles, New York, Philly, and Atlantic City. Hold on, I'm trying to bring it up on YouTube. Hopefully it is going to come up, okay? So, now, I am going to the share screen. Motherfuck. Here we go, guys. Russell's doing his best. No, didn't work yet. Hold on. Here we go. Is it connected? No, it's not. Guys, I am doing my best, and also it is not connecting to the YouTube clip. So hold on, let's see if it does it. Maybe if I give it a little coaxing. There, hold on. I'm going to share a clip with you from Chuck Nice's latest album, Uncomfortably Hot Dad. And I'm going to full screen it. I'm going to make it hit play. No, it didn't work. How embarrassing. I worked on this part all day. I thought I had really nailed it.
Love you.
I know everybody does. Hold on. I think I could do this. As if I could do. It's a really great clip. And it's really relevant and really good. And I want you all to share it. There we go. Holy shit. I think we're cooking. Hold on. Here we go. I did it. I think I did it.
Yay! Hooray! Oh. It's Betty! Oh,
Hold on. I'm going to share it, and then we're going to talk to Chuck. I promise.
never mind.
Next week, I'm going to get somebody from the Philippines, you know, to control this. Okay. Here we go. Play. Full screen.
Yes, that's appropriate.
Good shot.
Oh, we got pizza.
You're three to be.
Russ, what's happening?
What?
I was trying to share the clip of Chuck Nice, but it doesn't seem to be cooperating.
Did you hit use computer audio?
Oh boy.
So off the edge.
Amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna sign up for someone else's standard, but we'll eat it.
It's like
Put blue cheese on this?
Bougie. You bougie. You bougie AF.
Gotcha.
Love you. What's going on right now?
Well, I don't think it's working.
I thought Betty was on this. Benny,
Good, man.
just let Betty rip right now.
Yeah.
I tried to, but it also is not connecting the clip. So, I am good. We have all discovered, and I should not quit my day job. What? No, that's the gallery view. Well, everyone, this is going great.
it is.
Hey, there's Chuck Nice. Chuck, I'm going to attempt to share your clip one more time, but if not, oh, share computer sound, and here we go with the share clip.
I'm not woke, but I am a compassionate, caring person. And I think that's what people want to say when they say I'm woke. It's a colloquialism that says I am a compassionate, caring person. But I just want to say, if there's anybody in here who's in the woke scene, stop killing people for shit that they don't know. You know, like take that opportunity to help somebody understand some things. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to be angry now. Everybody wants to be angry, you know. You're like, you're not woke. And I'm like, well, set an alarm, nigga. I have a friend who is transitioning. I was talking to them to another friend, and I said the statement that, well, as a heterosexual man, and they went, no, no, no. As a cisgender male is what he to say. I was just like, as a cisgender male. Just walk up. Now I gotta go do research and find out what cis motherfucker gave me. And so what I did was I went and looked it up, and here's what I found out. Cis is Latin for alongside. So when you are cisgender, it means that your identity is alongside of your anatomy or your body, and so therefore it lines up. So your gender and your identity are the same, cisgender. Trans is Latin for across from, which means that your identity and your anatomy are opposite one another. They don't line up. And I was like, motherfucker. You gonna tell me you mad at me because I'm not up on my Latin prefixes? everybody's so angry that you're afraid to find out some things and ask some people. It's all about just having a little bit of communication, you know? And so I went to the person and I said, hey man, I know you're transitioning, but here's the deal. I don't understand. I don't understand what you're going through. Maybe you can help me out. You know, and thank God that they were kind enough to actually give me an explanation. And they said, well, you know how you feel as a man? Like, and when you were a little boy, nobody had to tell you that you were a little boy. You felt that inside all the time. You knew that you were a little boy, and that lined up with your anatomy. Well, I have always felt like a woman, like a little girl and now a woman, but it doesn't line up with the parts that I have. And I was like, oh my God, I fucking get it! Oprah Winfrey, light bulb moment, I get it! Because I am a white man trapped in a poor black man's body. That is how I live my life. Because I've always been a rich white man in a poor black man's body. Like, I am rich and white, but I am trapped inside of this. I am trapped in here.
Oh, lost it.
And sometimes it's confusing even to me. Like, I'll get stopped by the cops and I'm just like, what the hell is the problem, officer? And then I'll see myself in the rearview mirror and I'm like, oh, fuck, oh, wow.
Lost
I think
it.
it's frozen. Frozen.
Yeah, we lost it.
No, that's a different movie.
What I meant to say was, I'm sorry. It was a rich white guy that was talking to the cop. The poor black guy was like, nigga, we're gonna die.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I kind of ended it at the right point. Let's welcome to the show the very funny Mr. Chuck Nice, ladies and gentlemen.
Russ, such a pleasure to be here, man.
You
And-
liar.
And thank you so much. There's nothing better than seeing your work actually displayed in chopped up digital dissonance. Chopped up digital dissonance. That's there's nothing better
Thank
better
you.
than
I
hearing
knew
myself.
I should have, I should have Craigslist.
No,
like
you
made Chinese kid to do it.
Russ, you made that bit so much better. Just hearing myself sound like there are parts where I sounded like Chewbacca. There were parts where I sounded like Chewbacca, and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
You know, never put me in charge of the technology. I think we're all learning our lesson.
Well,
Chuck.
listen, congratulations on doing this. And I did not know I was your first guest, my friend. I just found that out.
Yeah, I left that out of the message. You know what I mean?
You
Never
did.
tell somebody you're the first one.
I would have never agreed to be the first guest. I'd have been like, you got to work this shit out first.
Right, if guinea pigs knew
It's like,
what
why,
they were
why are
referred
you
to as.
guinea pigging? You're guinea pigging me, Russ? Really? Me?
I even said maybe we
Like,
should wait a few weeks, you know?
yeah, but guess
There's
what?
a race war going on, but I did what I could.
Hey, buddy, that's okay. First of all, before we get started with whatever you want to talk about, I just have to say that I'm so glad to see that the one good thing that come out of this COVID pandemic is that we now have a new young Chris Angel in the form of Rus Gutin.
Thank you. So what an honor. Thank you.
I gotta pull you up. I gotta go to gallery view here because I gotta pull you up. This look, my friend. I got to tell you, is
I know.
fantastic.
I know
That
those
is
white women in the
fantastic.
South think that they miss haircuts. Not like Papa Russ. I'm like a Dominican, Chuck. I got my haircut every Tuesday. I got my high top fade. You know what I mean? You could set your fucking watch by it. You know what
All I
I mean?
know is this: like your facial hair is a cross between a magician and a porn star, and it's amazing. It's amazing, Russ.
Well, that's funny because my porn name is Magic Kike, so it's so funny that you should say that. I do all
Son
the
of a-
moves.
you know
I
what's
do
funny?
All the moves.
I can't believe you just said that, because what I was originally going to say was that when I look at you, you look like the equivalent of like the youth pastor at a Christian church. Like they don't have youth rabbis, but you would be the youth rabbi to like the youth pastor.
I've
Like,
got my acoustic guitar right there. We're
exactly.
gonna do all the Hebrew and English. It's like
All
a
I can say
Reform
is
temple.
this. Listen, you know, when I have my next child, you will do the bris, my friend. You will.
That's right. Hey, hey, Derek, get my scissors, would you? Get my fucking hedge clippers, would you? I got a lot of lag here, but Chuck, I can't tell you, this is great. I really can't thank you so much for joining us, and I love your album, and I've been lucky enough to watch your material all through the years and see you sort of develop this album, especially over the last 2.5 years, because we've worked so much together in Philly and AC. So can I ask you, on the album, what was like the oldest bit that you put on it, and what was the newest bit in terms of time? Like bits have ages, you know what I mean? So what was the oldest and what was the newest?
So I'm going to give you first the true answer, and then I'll give you an answer. The truth is, I don't know. I have no idea. But by the way, Mr. iPhone coming to us from what is clearly a SUV that has a panoramic roof. I just love the fact that this man hates his family so much that he's in a car and it's like,
It's a Ford Explorer Eddie Bauer edition.
It's like, I got to get away from these fuckers. I don't care. I got to get away. I got to get away from these people. I got some beer. I'm headed out to the Ford Explorer. I am going to enjoy the great outdoors inside my car. And God bless you for that, sir. And Zebrick Jones, I just have to say, the confused look on your face right now is precious, sir. Thank you. Look, Zebrick looks like his screen is frozen, but really, that's just him. Wait, maybe his screen is frozen. Okay, forget it. I think it's frozen. All right, I'm going to take it back then. Damn. Zebrick, you fucked up my joke by having actually faulty.
Yeah, I had all these very intelligent questions planned, you know.
Yeah, but it's so funny. Look at, they're totally frozen, and I really wanted them not to be. I just thought that was his look, and unfortunately, it is
You're
not.
working the room, though. You don't know how not to. You are one of the best
listen,
in the whole world I've ever seen
anyway,
at it.
Let's talk about the album for a second. Here's the deal.
Yeah, buy the album.
You talked about the bits on the album. So I will say this: the joke that you just played with, oh, there's Zebrick, he's moving. Oh my God, he's back from the dead. Hallelujah! Yay! Yes. No. Anyway, I love you, Zebrick. I love you, man. Anyway, here's the thing: the joke you played, Russ. I wrote that joke about a week before I did the album. And I've only done it on the album.
You maniac.
Yeah, I do that a lot. By the way, so comedy, for those of you who are not comedians, I'm not sure who is or not, but the fact is that the joy of comedy when you're performing is the response. That's the joy in the moment. It's the immediacy of the return. You say something and somebody laughs. It's beautiful. But the joy of writing is so much greater because you write something and then you write it again and you write it again and you write it again. And you just keep writing a joke because it gets better and better and better. And every time you do it on stage, it's a test. It's a test. And, you know, and you do it again and you try something different with it and that didn't work and you come back. It's very much the scientific process in that it's experimentation that brings about a great joke. And for me, because I am, you know, somewhat manic and I'm on medication and people ask me all the time, like, how is your quarantine going? And hold on one second. And I say, it's going great.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Always make friends with your pharmacist, baby.
Oh my God. My quarantine is amazing. So anyway, long story short, you know, when you write a joke, yeah, there you go, Mr. iPhone. That's it. It's the same deal. But what you do is you're shopping it and you keep workshopping and then you get to a place and so what makes me happy, my happiest moment in comedy is when I write a joke in the morning and do it on stage that night.
Oh, it's the absolute best.
And it's Saturday. And
yeah.
And I'm at a club in New York City and they paid me to bring my best material. And I wrote that shit this morning. And whenever I do it, as soon as the joke is done, I go, I wrote that shit this morning.
What?
Because that's how good it feels. That's how good it feels. It's like I tell the joke and then I go, and people laugh, and then I go, I wrote that shit this morning.
Yeah, you got to get the credit. Yeah, you got to get the credit. I can't believe that you put something on an album that you had really only wrote the week before. I mean, that's really
I had only done the joke once before that.
That's absolutely incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
I taped my album on Friday. I did joke twice before that. I wrote the joke on Wednesday. I did it Wednesday night, and then I did it Thursday night, and then I put it on my album on Friday night.
Absolutely.
And the reason is because I believe in what I'm saying. The reason is that, you know, we do live in a time where people want very neat answers to things. They want neat, very well wrapped up answers, and life is messy. Life does not have neat, wrapped up answers, and that's what that joke is about. You know, it's about the.
Well, I just absolutely loved it, and I have to say, listening to that bit, and then also in the last few weeks, listening to the new Run the Jewels album, what's amazing about your bit and also what Killer Mike is saying is that you guys wrote this stuff months ago, or 6 months, 8 months ago, a year ago, and it's coming out now, and it's just as relevant, if not more relevant. And I just
Killer Mike cheats because he writes about racism. So I mean, you got about 400 years of like precedent to work.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, but it's just
like,
very funny.
You're not pro. Let me tell you something. You write an album about racism.
Chuck Nice and Killer Mike. One is nice, one's a killer.
But
I only know two fucking. No, there's plenty of black people on these pictures.
Yeah, you know, no, I enjoy Killer Mike and what he does. He's
but I just love the relevancy, and I feel privileged to have seen all of these sort of other bits on your album to develop over the years, and I really can't thank you enough. I had all these great sort of other questions.
Ask me another question.
You riff so great. You riff so great. You're the man.
I just went. Oh my God! Zebrick has his son and his grandson in the picture now. That's a proud Zebrick. Is that your son and your grandson, Zebrick?
I locked my kids in a room. So
is that your son and your grandson, Zebrick? Is that your son and your grandson? No, that's not. That's not it. Okay. No. Guess what, Zebrit?
Yeah, it is.
Zebrit, in my mind, it is.
Go ahead.
No, listen. Is that your son?
Go.
Zebrit, is that your son? Is that
Let's
your
do
son and your grandson? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. No. I have no. No, listen. I'm human too. I don't have no jokes for that. I don't have no jokes for that. I'm human. I'm human too. I'm appreciate your son and your grandson. But wait a minute. Hey, Zebrit.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to figure out why you better looking than your son. What's happening?
Oh, so you gonna take up for your man? So you taking up for your man, right?
No, listen. That's one old man to another. That's one old man to another.
You gonna take up for your man now, right?
He said,
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm about to open you up too. I'm about to open you up too if you taking up
Now
for your man.
let me say this. Now let me say this. Your grandson is gorgeous, man. Look at
Absolutely,
that. Look at that
absolutely,
beautiful
no doubt.
child. Look at that beautiful child.
I'm messing with the pros. I'm just playing. I was just playing. I don't want y'all to come for me.
Oh, don't
Give me
worry.
the
It's
phone.
too late. We coming for you.
Well, my wife's in the gallery. No more babies. Don't get excited by that baby.
They just gonna fit on me.
Wait. By the way, let me tell you something right now. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all a true story. So I'm gonna do this as a joke, but everybody on the phone right now, or phone. Look how old I am. Everybody on the phone. Shit. Everybody right now. So let me just say, you're sitting here with your son. So my son is 14 years old.
Right.
And I'm just going to give you this advice. There's going to come a time, and it's going to seem like it's a long way away, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen so quickly that
Right.
he's going to be a young man, but he's basically going to be a man, but it's a young man. And so my son, and he's going to assert himself because you're the man, and his whole life you're the man. And for him to be able to actually assert himself to you makes him a man. And so here's what I'm gonna tell you. My son plays video games. I hate video games. I fucking hate video games.
I love video games.
I hate them so much. So anyway, but I let him play them because guess what? He loves them and I love him. And so I tell him, all right, you've been playing that for 8 hours. You got to shut it down. He shuts it down, and then he goes on his phone and he starts watching videos of somebody
Other people playing video games. Right.
My
And I'm
son's
like,
80 does
wait a minute.
that.
So I'm like this. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're watching other people play video games. You could be playing video games, but instead you're watching somebody play video games. And he went just like this. Yeah, Dad, it's just like when you watch porn.
Ladies and gentlemen, the immaculate, the porn watching, Fortnite hating Chuck Nice, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you for
It's a
joining
pleasure
us.
to
Please
be here,
join us
my
again.
friend. I love you, buddy. I love
Love
you.
you
Take
too,
care.
Chuck. Love
All
you
right.
so much. Thank you for doing it.
I'm going to go watch porn. See you guys later.
For the record, I had a number of intelligent questions planned for Chuck Nice, but he is Chuck. You let him go. You don't stand in his way. Once you put the dime in, you got to let the whole song play. Give it up for Chuck one more time, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I don't see Ben in the gallery view. Is Ben still with us? Is Ben still
I'm here, baby.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, on the Rus Gutin Experience, every week we're going to feature some comics and their albums. But on certain weeks, because I am who I am and I know things about the world, I know where all my fellow little comics, nieces and nephews ended up. So we like to do a little segment. We don't have graphics, so I'm just going to wave my hands. But this week we would like to do a little segment about comics who ended up quarantined with their parents, called Say Hi to your mom for me. Give it up for say hi to your mom for me. There's the graphics. Oh.
Hey, Russ, how's it going, man?
Our inaugural guest, hold on, I didn't introduce you. Our inaugural guest on Say Hi to Your Mom for Me, all the way from Portland, Oregon, is somebody that I've been lucky to know for just about a decade now when I moved back to New York. He is the de facto ringleader of one of the coolest comedy crews that ever existed, Fat Baby. You've seen him on MTV. He is an amazing director and writer, and even recently opened for Pete Davidson on his tour and Chris DiStefano when we sold out our 500-seat theater in Atlantic City. One of my favorite human beings on planet Earth. Please welcome Mr. Ben DeMarco.
Oh, thanks, Russ. What an intro, buddy. That was fantastic, man. Thank
You
you.
seem
I love
important.
You, man. That was great, man. I'm touched. Thanks, man.
No, but you know
And
what, Ben? I said, you know what I said to Dara tonight? I said, I can't wait to see Ben because of all those times that he used to say, hey, we're going out after the show. And I'd be like, no, Ben, I'm old. I'm going home. And then the next week I would see you and you'd be like, and then we did acid with the Freddie Mercury impersonator on the beach. And I was like, oh my God, I could have done acid with Freddie Mercury. I'm devastated, but I love you and I miss you and I see you all the time. So you are our first guest on Say Hi to Your Mom for Me.
Right.
So what we do on Say Hi to Your Mom for Me, Ben, is I have a little questionnaire that I have prepared for you, kind of like James Lipton on Inside the Actors Studio, okay?
Okay.
So I think I have sent you these questions in advance, but my assistant, Russell, is also a fucking stoner and a video game player, just like you. So I'm assuming you've gotten these questions. But so I'm going to ask you them, and you're going to answer. What do you say, Ben?
Let's do it.
I love you. Okay, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
How, where, and with whom are you quarantined?
Okay, so right now I was opening for Andrew Schultz in Portland on March 4th, and then I was supposed to go from here, Portland, to Austin for South by Southwest for my good friend Pete Davidson and Ricky Velez's movie premiere, The King of Staten Island, which premiered today. Rent it, watch it. It is fantastic. And what ended up happening is I came home for the gig, and COVID-19 shut down everything. And I thought, you know what? I don't want to be in the epicenter in New York City. I will stay here with my loving parents and my loving girlfriend who was on the road with me also. Very funny comic, Remy Cassidy.
Oh yeah, no, we love to Remy.
Yeah, and so we were supposed to only be in Portland for, I believe it was a week. And then we were supposed to go to Austin for South by Southwest. And then we were supposed to go to Houston for Skankfest. And everything got canceled. And now we are here in Portland. And we have been here for not 7 days, but we have been here for 74 days.
Oh, that's longer than sleepaway camp.
Oh, man. And I'm telling you, man. Okay. So Remy and I have been dating for 4 years now, almost 4 years. We have never spent more than 10 days in a row with each other because we both have our own separate apartments and we're both traveling comics. We have spent 74 days together, and not just together, with my mom and dad in my high school bedroom. It's the most bizarre situation. It's
Holy
been, it's been
moly.
interesting.
And that's why I knew you had to be the first guest on this, Ben. That is the most, but thank God weed is legal there.
I have to come out into the car to drink vodka, to smoke weed, to drink beer, and to talk like the way I talk. I can't be myself in this house.
That's right. I can't, thank God weed is legal there, Ben. Otherwise, I would consider you an Antifa provocateur.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, weed is so legal here, man. They sell you packs of joints.
That's my
packs
dream.
of joints. Look at this. Amazing.
To dream the impossible dream. Okay, question number 2. You are so
Yeah.
handsome. You got a
Oh,
face
thank
for
you.
radio. Have I ever told you that? Okay. 2, as a comic, while with your family, how many alternate careers have your parents suggested to you while at home?
Oh my God. Okay, so when the pandemic first hit, and I was like, hey, it looks like we might be here for like a month. My mom was like, okay, well, while you're here, you better be working. So you got to find a job driving a truck for FedEx or for Amazon. And literally, this is literally coming off of like 3 huge gigs in Portland. You know what I mean? Like 3 huge like comedy gigs.
Huge.
I was like,
Andrew showed
what
you that was like 1,000,
Yeah.
like 1,500 people.
Yeah, and Pete's was a massive show too, and I'm literally like, what are you fucking talking about? And so yeah, what ended up happening is I do, as you might know, like you said, I do a little directing and a little editing work on the side for comedy projects, for all sorts of different things. The
such a
Stand Comedy Club and
genius.
Restaurant has hired me a few times to make some fun videos for them. And I went to school for media arts and documentary film. And so while I've been here, I did pick up another job, is that the Chinese Garden of Portland has had to close. But instead, they've been letting me in every week to film videos for them. And I've
Oh, the
been putting
virtual
out
field
weekly
trips?
videos to help raise money for the Lansu Chinese Garden in Portland. And
Give it up for
since
Brian DeMarco,
since
ladies
I have,
and gentlemen.
I've done 10 videos for them, and I've raised over $200,000.
Fuck yeah, dude. Holy
Yeah.
shit, this segment was designed for comedy, but look at you making it all fucking Nelson Mandela, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, so yeah, we got a $50,000 donation today for this week's video, and I drop them every Tuesday, and you can check them out at lansugarden.org, or they've got an Instagram at Lansu Chinese Garden. So they're all up
Awesome,
there.
and I'll share that on my social media after the show. Holy shit. Okay. Wow. Okay, so we're to question number 3. Ben, while at home, what does your mommy or daddy make you to eat when you're feeling sadsy-wadsy?
You know what? But believe it or not, I do most of the cooking in my house. So I'm the one that cooks and does that. But every once in a while, my mom makes a really banging meatloaf. And if I want something that, like, you know, if it's rainy here in Portland, which it is, it always is, I'm always, you know, a little meatloaf and mashed potatoes from mom. That's usually what
Oh, I like that. I like that. That's
what'll do it.
exactly the kind of shit I'm looking for. Fucking mom's meatloaf. That's what
Mommy's
I'm talking
meatloaf.
about. Okay, now Ben, on a scale from 1 to 10. Now we know your girlfriend is there. Okay, we love Remy.
Yeah.
So on
Yeah.
a scale, I'm going to ask you the question as it's written.
Okay.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how strange is it to have relations with yourself or someone while in your childhood bedroom?
I like all the pantomime, bro. Good gesticulation.
I slowed it down for the lag.
Yeah. All right, how awkward is it on a scale of 1 to 10? I would say it's about a 4 or a 5. It's not awkward at all.
Oh,
really.
you freak.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. My parents, from the moment that I've been sexually active, you know what I mean? My parents have been, my
7.
parents have been very supportive about having partners over to the home. And, you know, as long as it's, you know, a safe and respectful thing. So honestly, I've been fucking in this house since I was 15 years old. You know what I mean?
I've been fucking in here since
you know what I mean? And now, so it's not too awkward. And you know what? Actually, anytime that it has gotten a little, you know, like we needed our own space or anything like that, we do have a decent sized backyard. And we have some camping gear, so we've been putting a little tent in the backyard. You know, go outside and have a little
sexy camping trip, a little sexy s'mores. Don't burn your junk. That's what they say.
Right.
Never make s'mores naked. You know, that's in the Boy Scout manual. I was kicked out after week 2. They didn't know that I was Jewish. They were like, "Holy shit, we can't have one of yous in here." Okay, so. We're not going to teach you how to sharpen a knife. What are you, crazy Jew? Okay.
Oh,
So,
God.
all right. Last question. Say, I love you. I can't believe you guys.
I love
agreed
you,
to do
man.
this. I can't believe you guys agreed to do this. Okay. So last question on the first Say Hi to Your Mom for me. What, if any, dark family secrets or incidents have been revealed to you by your parents during this time? Be specific.
Oh man. All right, y'all. All right, everybody that's in this room is gonna get a hell of a story. This is fucking insane. Okay, so I was raised a vegetarian because my dad is a hardcore vegetarian. I am not. I went to University of Montana so I could have a pet cow and eat it if I wanted to. You know what I mean? So I love meat. I've always loved meat, but I was raised vegetarian. And it was because my parents met in West Africa in the Peace Corps. They lived at West Africa in Sierra Leone for 4 years in the Peace Corps, and they met in West Africa. While they were in West Africa, my dad had a pet monkey. Now, I have only heard stories secondhand from my dad's brothers and sisters, my aunts and uncles, as to why my dad is a vegetarian and such a hardcore vegetarian. So much so that I wasn't allowed to have s'mores or marshmallows because it has gelatin in it, and gelatin's made out of ground cow hooves and bones and whatever. So that's how extreme the vegetarianism was in my childhood home, okay? And the reason why my dad is such a hardcore vegetarian is he had a pet monkey in Africa, and one day when he came home from teaching, his roommates, who were African also, cooked and served his monkey to him. Which is enough to make anybody, imagine coming home and somebody's cooked your dog or your cat, you know what I mean? And then has served it to you, you know what I mean? So that's the story that I've always gotten secondhand while I've been here. But since we were here and my dad's just getting to know my girlfriend Remy, we're at dinner one night and Remy's like, oh, so how long have you been a vegetarian? And my dad tells the entire fucking story. And I'm, and he's getting teary-eyed, and I'm like, this is the first time in 33 years that I've even fucking heard this story about his fucking about somebody eating his fucking monkey, dude.
I don't mean to be Jeff Goldblum about it, but when it comes to your dad's roommates, it was like you guys were so concerned with whether or not you could, you didn't think about whether or not you should.
You should, yeah, exactly.
But you just wanted to slam it on a plate and put some fucking hot sauce on it. You sons of bitches. I've never heard such fucking gruesome shit in my life.
Yeah. So that was some information.
Shit, man. I wrote these questions to be funny. You came with the heat. Oh my God, you blew my fucking mind, bro.
Yeah, man. It's pretty wild, man.
That is wild. This is true. I will never, ever eat fettuccine with monkey sausage in it again at the Olive Garden. Count me out. Canceled. Hashtag no monkey meat Thursdays. Holy shit, man. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the first Say Hi to Your Mom movie, Ben DeMarco. He knocked it out of the park. All the way from Portland, Oregon. I will never watch Planet of the Apes starring Andy Serkis the same. Never. Never, ever.
Russ, this is a very fun show, Russ. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you for doing it, Ben. And I can't lie to you. You know how much I love you. And you and I have done every show from 13 people in a go-go club in Atlantic City to sold-out rooms at Gotham Comedy and that movie theater we did.
AMC theaters, on New Year's Eve.
You always made me feel included with that crew, even though I had other responsibilities. And one of these days, my kids are going to be old enough, and I'm going to go out with you guys after a show. I swear to God. And Dara will never have to deal with my bullshit again.
One of these times.
I love you, Ben. Give it up for Ben.
I love you, everyone. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Good luck.
So, ladies and gentlemen, for our last few minutes here, what Papa Russ wants you to do is to maybe unmute yourself if you already aren't unmuted. And this is what we like to call for the next 4 minutes, Ask Rus Anything. So usually every week we're going to have a theme like Philly sports or movies or video games. But tonight, you guys can ask me anything and I have to answer. That's how these things work. So, who's first? Or Candy, if anybody has submitted a question, throw that at me.
How many items do you secretly have in your Eagle shop cart?
Well, that's a long story. One does not need an Eagles flask, but one puts it in his cart. One does not need an Eagles fluorescent glowing fidget spinner. One puts it in his cart. Do I, on my couch in my home theater, have an ergonomic, memory cooling foam Eagles neck pillow? Yes, but it is for my health and safety. And I will say this to the wife that probably asked me that question.
That was
I have
anonymous.
ordered those ankle socks with the Eagles on it and Carson Wentz so that I might not sweat so much in the summer. And the other thing I will have you know is you are the one that sent me the link for the straw hat and the bathing suit and the tennis shoes. So when they show up, I don't want that shit. Next question.
I already know too much, Russ. I have no questions.
No, my mother-in-law knows too much, and I'm the only comedian in the history of the world who likes his mother-in-law. Anybody else who's got a question, or Derek, cue me up another one if we got one.
Oh my God.
Will the Eagles play this year? Will any football play this year, do you think?
I am under the understanding that they are going to attempt to play it. There have been several scenarios that they have said where they will play with empty stadiums, half full stadiums, and even on the broadcast, regardless, that they will pump in crowd noise. Let me tell you two things as a Philadelphia fan I have no fucking interest in, including when they say they're going to play basketball only in Disney World. When you are another athlete and you come into Philadelphia, there is a energy and an orb of fucking aggressiveness that is put towards you that you cannot quantify in any other scenario. So one, I don't want the Eagles playing in any scenario where the monster animal Schuylkill River mutants that make up our fan base are not in the crowd, topless with their bellies hanging out over their fucking knees, painted in midnight green and silver with their man titties shaking, not intimidating another player, because I, as an Eagles fan, am not getting that advantage. But I will tell you one other thing. I encourage all of you to go to my Instagram page because I turned 41 this past Tuesday, and my wife got me a video message from one of the greatest Eagles, maybe the greatest Eagle that's ever lived, Brandon Graham, because he won the Super Bowl with his strip sack of Tom Brady. And Jason Kelsey is another Eagle that I absolutely love. And if you ask Papa Russ, even if they say they can play, that I want my baby boy, Brandon Graham, or my fucking masculine idol, Jason Kelsey, breathing on and grappling with another man, they could fucking die. So I don't want football until there's a vaccine created by a female transgender Indian Canadian who is stationed in Israel on a Peace Corps mission with Doctors Without Borders.
Oh God. Woo! That's good. That's a good goal.
And that was our first Ask Papa Anything, Ask Rus Anything segment. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to the inaugural Rus Gutin experience. Sure, we had technical difficulties, and I'm not really the best at this yet, but like racism in America, I'm going to try to get better and cut off Christopher Columbus's head while I'm at it.
Oh my
I
goodness.
want you guys to know that next week we will be featuring my friend Philly's own David James with a clip from his new album Kidnapping Season and a music video from a guy named Giuseppe Calamari, or AKA Federico Suave from Gangstapella, AKA Joe Trombino from NBC's The Voice, playing his hit viral music video, I'm Over Here Now. So I also want to thank Candy behind the scenes for producing the show, Amy, Lynn, and Lenny for doing their cocktail class, everybody in the gallery for joining us, and also Nick Angelo in our home office for making the amazing Robert Evans meets Rus Gutin Experience logo and poster. Won't you please join us next week and support Philly Comedy Club during the quarantine? Thank you for having us. Rus Gutin Experience, episode 1. Yeah, go Birds. Good night.
Thank you, everyone. Get home safe, or well, you should be home. So.
Yeah, get upstairs safe.
Get to the sofa safe.
Good
night.
Bye.
Good night.
Go Birds.
Good night.